The stream today, folks, we're going to be playing some Mono Green Devotion, splashing white for Elish Norn, Mother of Machines. The white splash just for Elish Norn is very similar to the splash we used to do for Nicol Bolas, Dragon God, I think. The Grixis Planeswalker that we played with Storm the Festival. Elish Norn can be found off Storm the Festival. It can be technically cast off of Sunken Citadel, but it can also be cast off of Leyline of the Guild Pact. Having the ley lines be a functional part of the deck, on top of being a brick for Nykthos to generate more mana, I think is solid, and it's where you want to be with Leyline of the Guild Pact. The question is, how many of that type of card can we play? And I'm going to start with one. This is based off a list that I saw recently in the 5.0 dumps, and I thought that the Elish Norn was actually the coolest addition to the deck I've seen in quite some time, and it really caught my eye. Had me thinking that we could try a couple different builds with Elish Norn in it. Also want to talk about the addition of Invasion of Ixalan versus Oath of Nissa. So, when you're getting Leyline of the Guild Pact and Invasion of Ixalan into the deck, you're having to cut something from the core components to fit. And this build has moved away from Wolfwillow Haven as that thing. I'm not sure if that's right, but the theory is that Leyline of the Guild Pact is so powerful with Nykthos that we can eschew those 2-mana rampers in favor of Sunken Citadel and Nykthos to be able to activate it, so that we can get that mana that way, as opposed to being reliant on our, stepping stone mana like Elvish Mystic, Wolfwillow Haven, and the like. So that's kind of the theory and why Wolfwillow Haven's not in the deck. We also just can't fit it, and we got to cut something, and that's maybe the worst card in the deck, especially now that our density of 4s is much worse in terms of power level. So we can't play Elf, it dies, and then we can't play Wolfwillow and then into Karn, and it'd be good, because Karn's gone. And so we just ramp into creatures, and the creatures are relatively weak, all things considered, compared to Karn. But the other card that's cool in the deck is Invasion of Ixalan. And what Invasion of Ixalan does is that it acts like an Oath of Nissa most of the time. It's a little more expensive, but it never misses, basically. And the coolest part is that the backside's a 4-power creature, and it has 4 loyalty, or whatever you want to call it, on the battle, 4 damage. And so if we have a Outcast or Trailblazer in play, which is another new addition to the deck, we can use it to challenge this Invasion of Ixalan and flip it and then draw a card. Now, that might not seem like a big deal, but this deck struggles with finding ways to use all of the mana that it can generate. Storm the Festival, an excellent mana sink, but we need more things that just say draw a card on them, thanks to Outcast or Trailblazer, giving us that extra draw ability very similar to Kiora, Behemoth Beckoner. And so now we're doing Outcast or Trailblazer, and we want to put an emphasis on 4-power creatures. And we found essentially another Oath of Nissa that turns into a 4/3 and draws a card. And that's kind of the running theory behind this build of the deck. I think that Sunken Citadel as a 4-of might cost us some games, being a land that enters the battlefield tapped. I believe Castle Garenbrig's in the deck, but I don't know if it's any good. I think that with Leyline of the Guild Pact, it's kind of free. And whenever you get to draw a bunch of cards with Trailblazer and Kiora, all you really need is mana. And it's just like another Nykthos-style land that just gives you a little bit extra mana. It's also great with Sunken Citadel, playing 2/3 drops, or maybe even playing Ulvenwald Oddity and activating on the same turn all sounds reasonable. Other than that, mostly things we've seen. We got Cavalier of Thorns, Storm the Festival, Kiora, Old Growth Troll, 8 Elves, and a bunch of lands, including 4 Nykthos Shrine of Nyx. Sideboard, we have a second Elish Norn. This is mostly for decks where I want to suppress their ETBs. There's plenty of decks in the format like that, so that's basically why I have Elish Norn. It's also excellent in the mirror matches, shutting down all their stuff. 2 copies of Plukenos Reborn. This is a great anti-flyer card, but also just a great anti-aggro card. Just a large body for just 3 green. 3 copies of Tailswipe. This is going to be a way for our early creatures to battle prowess creatures, things like that. 4 copies of Pick Your Poison. This is our disenchant of choice, but it's also great against Vayne Ripper. 1 Cityscape Leveler for the grinding matchups. 3 Stonebrain. This is going to be our hammer for combo decks like Lotus Field. And lastly, a second copy of Boseiju as an extra disenchanty type effect. This is what I call it. Mommy Green Nykthos. Let's call it Mommy Green. Alright, unfortunately, I believe we have to mulligan this one. Actually, no, we don't. We have the turn 1 elf, and we're in the draw. So we go turn 1 Leyline elf. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep it, but if we... Man, I just need to draw a land or two, and we'll be golden. But if we... the fact that this taps for green is kind of rad. I'm not going to lie. We can either draw Sunken Citadel as our first land, or we can just draw any land to go with the elf. That is, if elf survives. Float Mana, how's it going? Hammer, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. The fact that this is a keepable hand is baffling to me, but I'm pretty sure it is. You know, if this were just a forest, I think this hand would be worse, right? This could be pretty epic. I'm not going to lie. That's why I want to keep it. All right, perform any actions. Yeah. Turn 1 Thoughtseize. Mirror match? Well, I think our hand is great for the mirror. Oh, yeah. They're not even going to know it hit them. I didn't get to do the turn 1 Nykthos. That would have been cooler, but I don't want them to be able to Boseiju it. We can just turn 2 Nykthos, Cure, untap Troll. That's pretty cool. Alright, so they're turn 2 battling. Pretty good back in Georgia? I just came from Georgia. I was visiting my dad. I really hate how the battles are templated. I don't like that they just like attach to my lands. Alright, so they got Oddity. That thing is a bit weak against Old Growth Troll, and they're very low on devotion right now. Alright, so let's go green. So go Kiora. Untap the Nykthos. Now we get double Troll. Very good, right? The next turn we get to Invasion, attack, draw a card, do something. Seems like a... Maybe the best opener I've ever seen. Anyone seen better opener than that? Turn 2. That's pretty good turn 2. I think I did have a turn 2 kill one time, but maybe it's a turn 3 kill with mono green. You can do some wild stuff with Nykthos, man. Yeah, maybe Float Mana. Gonna be a bit harder. Okay, so I don't want to play a land yet. And I don't plan on attacking with the elf. So let's go Nykthos. And we'll go for Invasion. What's up, Card Bros? I guess we take Oddity. What do you think, chat? I think it's Oddity. This turn 3, by the way. 19. All right, we're going to transform this thing. Going to play a Guild Pact. All right, so this is not lethal. So we'll go 5 at the Invasion and a bunch at face. And we will transform the Invasion and draw a card. Walked away for 30 seconds and our hands on the board? Oh, yeah. We drew a land. All we needed was to draw a land. How's it going, Tandy? We back on the leyline plan? Yeah, we're giving it a shot. First game looked pretty good, you know. I don't know. Maybe my problem with the original builds were that we couldn't use the mana very well, but I like the addition of the leyline when you're using it for colored mana on top of the other stuff. That's kind of the thought process. Should I stone brain them? I don't want to make any changes, Chad. I guess we want the mommy. Wonder if they're going to try to kill my ley lines with Stiff. Yeah, just straight fire. Fire. Although if Kiora was Outcast or Trailblazer, we basically just get 8 cures now. Is kind of the gist with Outcaster. Tap your mama. What's up? Alright, what are we cutting here? Do I want Pick Your Poison? Do I want Boseiju? Probably not. I do think I want the Cityscape Leveler and the Mommy. And I think this is going to sound cringe. I think I'm just going to cut the 2 Oath of Nissa. I think maybe Oath of Nissa's time in the deck has come to an end. We'll see, though. Just getting whipped in Vintage Cube? Nice. Vintage Cube's fun. Alright, so if we draw Nykthos naturally, we'll be in business. Couldn't cut Ponder? I've cut Ponder from plenty of decks. I think I'll maybe lead on Sunken Citadel into Sunken Citadel. Just because we don't have anything. We don't have Nykthos yet anyway. And I want these lands to, you know, get into play while we're not behind that much. Alright, another invasion. Nykthos into turn 2 invasion is weak. You gotta have elves and stuff, man. You can't just turn 2 invasion, no play on 1. Especially in the mirror. You got a mulligan. Like, I didn't play elf on 1, but I had this, and I still have the elf. I'm just playing it on 2. But whatever. Doesn't matter. You do think they're bringing in Pick Your Poison? I don't know. I didn't bring in mine, and I don't regret it, you know? Obviously, they didn't put Leyline into play, but, like, even if they do, like, I still spent 0 mana for their 1 mana. And the 1 mana early on is really important. Also, if we draw Nykthos right now, we get to do some cool stuff. We can plot this and play Elf, and then on the next turn we can cast this, then play Storm the Festival, and maybe draw a bunch of cards. That'd be really sweet if we can get it. Played Convoke at FNM for fun and got destroyed by Torp Orb. Gonna go ahead and put Convoke back in the shoebox. Yeah, we were talking about Torp Orb a little bit last night, me and Thunder. Chad, if you're interested in coaching, I've been enjoying my chats with Thunder. Reach out to me if you're interested in getting better at the game. We went 2 torpors. I think that's fine. What's up, Taylor? Song? The song is Meditate by Earth Gang and JID. Although I think JID is part of Earth Gang, I thought. Maybe not. Maybe Earth Gang is just a person. What am I thinking of? J. Cole's crew? Forgot what they were called. Dreamville. Strong recommend finishing. Coach Tandy's awesome. Oh, thanks, Thunder. Appreciate you. Need to win the RCQ so you can copy Tandy's homework. Well, I have a Mono Red Wizard deck that I won an RCQ with that I think is great. So, feel free. Also, maybe this deck's broken, you know? I mean, we have done some really seriously gross stuff so far. Opponent said this is only their second league, so I don't want to rush them. You know, they're trying to map out their next few turns. My guess is they're considering taking Outcast or Trailblazer and figuring out if they want to plot versus a land versus needing to top deck a land or something like that. The first game broke them? Yeah, maybe. They're like, wow, is this something? This is what my deck can do? Why don't I ever draw that? All right, so they took Forests, just as we figured out already. No Nykthos, rip. All right, so let's go Elvish Mystic, Citadel on green. So next turn we can plot, and then the turn after we can storm. And that's assuming we don't draw Nykthos. If we draw Nykthos, we can do some serious stuff. All right, so we can hard cast Leyline, or we can plot and attack for one. Yeah, I'm not really afraid of haste creature that much. Like, even if they do have oddity, I'm not blocking, so. Here's the Trailblazer. I cut this card. This was in the original list. I don't think it's very good. But it is a sacrifice outlet against things that exile. All right, so here's Cavalier. So now we need to do some seriously powerful stuff too. Our worst case scenario is Trailblazer into Cavalier. Oh, they brought in Tail Swipe. I wonder if I'm getting my Elf swiped here. All right, so let's start with Outcaster. Make a green. And now I can just play Storm the Festival, or I can play Cavalier of Thorns. Cavalier of Thorns seems okay. 2, 3, 4, 5. If we hit Nykthos, we can go again. So let's do that. We'll draw a card first. We did not find the Nykthos, so we can't play anything with the mana, so let's just get the Lair. And a sure go. And now we're just looking for Nykthos. We can play Hardcast Trailblazer, play Troll Draw 2, or again, we can just Storm the Festival. I like casting Storm as like our last thing most of the time. Oh, they have Nykthos here, so they're gonna burst ahead of us. We'll see how bad it can be. And next turn we might Storm just looking. All right, well, they're playing Cavalier, not Storm, and they already have Nykthos, so even if they hit a Nykthos, they have to bury one. Okay. Citadel comes in tapped at least. They did bring in Tail Swipe. I guess that's fine on the play for fighting elves. Ooh, they have a second Nykthos from hand. Brutal. What's up, Don? I wish I had hit Nykthos last turn off the Cavalier. Being able to then go again with all of our stuff would have been really cool. Ah, no, they're going again too. Man, they got so much stuff going on. I guess we should just always Storm the Festival in those spots. We might have gotten lucky and hit super well, but it would have... Casting Storm the Festival with 0 floating is very unlikely to win the game, the turn you play it. And missing or hitting poorly usually results in you losing. And I still think it's right to play the Cavalier looking for the Nykthos there. I mean, look, they can untap the Nykthos and they can Storm again, and they might even Storm 2 more times. You know? I don't know that it really ended up mattering what we did. Because I still don't think the Storm would have ended up winning us the game. But we'll see if we get to untap. If we get to untap, we can do a couple things to dig for Nykthos. But that's basically all we can do is dig for Nykthos and hope that we can combo off. See you later, Thunder. What's the green mirror breaker? I think it's Elesh Norn. That's why I'm playing this build. I think that finding it... I guess that is an argument. If we hit Elesh Norn off of Storm the Festival, we can ruin them. But we know that the top 5 was pretty bad. It was just invasions, lands. And so we would have still missed and lost. What do you do with Leyline if you don't draw it in your opening hand? Seems hard to cast unless I'm missing something. It just costs 4 green mana. All of the split color combos are green. You can just cast it for 4. I don't think it's very good to cast for 4, but you certainly can do it to juice up your Nykthoses or whatever. If you already have a Nykthos, it is kind of free-ish. Would they find another Trailblazer? Okay, so they play it, they draw 2, get a mana. They can still activate Nykthos. They're still going. Chat, they're still going. I think we'll time them out at this rate. Opponents having their fun. Yeah, I mean, I really just want to untap. If I get to untap, we might have a chance to come back, but we might still die. We might just die this turn, you know? Classic Nykthos versus non-Nykthos draw. Seen games won in crazier spots? Yeah, but I feel like our opponent is just doing the thing and we're not doing the thing, you know? Oh my god, they had another Trailblazer and an Old Growth, so now they get 10 cards in hand. They have already played a land, but they could, I guess they get a mana, so they can play another Cure from hand and untap and go again. Shurkan, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. They have 18 cards left in their deck. Is this cool turn 5? This is a cool turn 5, chat. I gotta say. Maybe we can deck them. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so next turn we go, if we get to untap, we go Outcast or Trailblazer. Oh god, they do have the other Kiora. I thought we might have a shot to after that, but I guess they just drew a third Kiora. No worries. So we can, if we get to untap, we go Trailblazer. I'm just waiting for them to play the Oddity. Alright, GG. Alright, so they brought in Tail Swipe. I don't think I want to. I don't really want to cut any of my stuff. So we'll just not. Oh, exactly, parallel. Like, I'm not complaining. It's just like, dang. Dang. If only I got one more turn. Dang. The deck kind of just draws the whole deck by turn 5 now, I guess. Pretty scary. So I can play first? Yes. This hand is keepable because of the ley line. I'm not gonna play Leyline first. I'm gonna just forest Leyline. I'm hoping I draw something on 2 so that when I can Nykthos on 3, I guess I can Nykthos on 3 and go Cure, untap Trailblazer, and then maybe play something else. I see someone else trying white in the deck. I've been playing Tolsimir in the main with Recipes and Norn in the sideboard. Yeah, we were talking about a deck like that yesterday. It might have been your list. I think the main deck Elishnorn makes a lot of sense. It's very proactive in how it works with the rest of the game plan, and the suppressive nature is quite good, I think, in this matchup in particular, but some other matchups as well. All right, so they're also playing Leyline. So if they go turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Nykthos, we're behind, even though we're on the play. All right, so they have the Nykthos Elf. Let's hope they have Forest Elf. Let's hope they don't also have Nykthos. And now I'm hoping I draw anything to play this turn, I guess. That's anything. Top of the deck's another Nykthos. Do we want a second Nykthos? Not really. Not right now, anyway. I'll just take the Troll so we can maybe do the thing. A few times I was able to give an Elder Gargoth double strike for lethal, but ultimately I cut it. Yeah. Alright, so they have Sunken Citadel, but they didn't have turn 2 Nykthos, so we're in business. It's weird that this works the other direction. Like, it's I don't know. It's just on the other side of the table. It's just very strange. Alright, so let's go green. We'll go Kiora. We'll go untap. 6. So we go Trailblazer, Troll, Elf. Green. And we draw 2. This is the part that's like so sick about the deck, is that we're just kind of mini comboing here. Like, we're not even going full ballistic or whatever, but this is turn 3 after not playing an elf, you know? And we get to send at invasion next turn to draw an extra 2 cards. And if we draw anything off the top, we are crushing them. Any creature that triggers the draws, any Storm the Festival. Like, we have just so many draws. Like, you know, the other invasions are also great. And this is, again, this is just Nykthos versus not Nykthos. And I don't think that one person can keep up with the other person when this is happening. The Nykthos is just worth too much mana. Happy Friday, Marvin. How are you? All right, so they're playing an invasion as well. They did find Nykthos, so now they can do some serious stuff. It's scary now. This is scary because we can actually just lose the game. 7 mana to start. You know, we'll get to untap probably, and maybe still do some cool stuff. But them finding Nykthos there makes it so that we're basically back at parity. Heck yeah, Marvin. A little walk, a little sunshine makes people's days much better in general. Should probably open this window, get me some sunshine, but it messes with the camera light. Or it messes with the lighting. Oh my god. Here's a Storm in the Festival. No, it's Cavalier. I found another Nykthos. God almighty. Why didn't they just ban Nykthos? Why? Why did they not just ban Nykthos? Oh my god, they got another triple green thing. At least it's Cavalier, not Storm. They have already used this Kiora, though. They hit another Nykthos! Oh my god. This is turn 3. I'm dying on turn 3, chat. They're gonna kill me on turn 3. Did they find Storm? They technically don't have Storm the Festival yet. Oh, okay, they found one now. My god. Well, parallelograms, I would never have roasted you. I've been saying the same. At least they're Ulvenwald oddities in the graveyard. And we don't have Storm the Festival yet, man. That sucks. Marvin, I said Nykthos should have been banned 3 years ago. I don't really... Everything after that's window dressing. It doesn't really matter. They're just always putting a freaking bandage over it. Every time they print Storm the Festival, things break. Every time they print a Outcast or Trailblazer, things break. Alright, so they cast Storm the Festival from the graveyard, and they hit not very much. They have 2 cards left in hand, 10 mana floating. They might be done. They might be done. We can no longer trigger our invasion, which is a bummer. They don't have Ulvenwald Oddity number 2 in their deck, more than likely. And the one in the graveyard means that we basically just need to not have their Cavalier die, ever. They'll swipe on my Trailblazer. That's a bummer. Elf is their last one. Okay. So now we need what? Storm the Festival? Or something very similar? A Chain of Things is also nice, but them killing my Outcast or Trailblazer is a huge bummer. This is turn 3, man. This is turn 3. Alright, that's something. That's a great start. We can hit a lot of cool stuff off of this. The card. Oh, and nice way to troll. So I'm gonna take Forest. We milled over our thing as well. So let's go troll draw. And then we can play another invasion. We'll take Trailblazer. Alright, so let's go this much green. So we'll draw a card and get a mana. And if we draw something that chains it off, we'll be happy. Wow. Man, we're going. We're still going. And we have another Kiora too. We get to draw 2. We didn't hit Storm. Damn. Take another lair. So we can't give anything trample. We do have Cityscape Leveler, which can come in and blow up something and draw 2 cards. Okay, so we're not done yet because we get to draw 2 cards. I did mill over Cityscape. I didn't see it until just now. So we'll untap this. So we can also still Kiora again and get more mana. We get to draw 2 off of this. And we didn't draw anything. Okay. So we can blow up their Nykthos and then attack and blow up their Kiora. I think killing Nykthos is fine. So that's what I'm going to do. I don't think it's worth it to play the other Kiora. I don't think we can do anything with it. So if we attack, we get to blow up a thing. What's the most offensive thing? It's probably just Kiora. It's just more card draw. So they get to get something back, though, by blocking with Cavaliers. What do they get back? The Nykthos again? But they don't have anything to do with the Nykthos. So what can they get back that does something if I kill it? Is it just Ulvenwald? No, I don't even think that the Ulvenwald oddity is that good at this point. Because we just do some double blocks and we take like 10. Cancel. Let's just play Lair. We could play Cure and untap Lair and attack with both. I just don't think that that's worth. Alright, so we'll go attack my invasion. And then we will blow up the cure. Yeah, I think attacking the battle makes sense. They might just let it go so we get to draw 2 more and keep going. But we're out of mana this turn, so it'll be for next turn. They might just let it go. But if they double block with 2 Cavaliers, what do they get back? It's probably just Oddity, but maybe it's Nykthos, but they don't have any mana sinks, so I think that we're okay. Seascape, level, or trample, so this is a horrible block. They figured that out, that's fine. Alright, so they just let it die. That's perfect. So we cast Belligerent Regisaur. We draw 2. Alright. Here go. And I think that we're just fine. They have to draw basically Storm the Festival off the top, and even then, they only have 1 Nykthos left in the deck. But they do have 3 more Storm the Festivals, all of which are great. Next turn, we're going to go Outcaster, draw 2 or 3, see what we find. Invasion, look for something cool. We'll probably draw our deck next turn. We don't have Oddity anymore, though, so we have to be careful. Okay, so they drew Cavalier. If they hit Nykthos and Storm, I'm going to be pretty upset. Okay, so they didn't hit either. Great. So they just get Sunken Citadel. So that's all 4 Cavaliers. I honestly can't believe my opponent did that to me on turn 3 and is going to lose, or is likely to lose. I don't know. I wonder if Elshorn is dangerous because drawing too many cards ends up losing you the game. I don't know if we even have a way really to break open through the mirror. Alright, so let's go cast this, get a mana. Oh, it's indestructible until end of turn. Great. These are all must draws as well, which I guess honestly is not great. Alright, let's tap this. It's so funny. I think both of us milling over Ulvenwald Oddity is just, it just makes the game weird. I don't know, like I can probably play out the rest of my deck here, but I have to be like very careful. We had 2 more Storms, the other Elishnorn's gone too. Deck needs hostile. I mean, they had one. The original list did have one. Okay, so now we basically just can't play any more big things. Are we just accidentally decking ourselves? Oh no. Okay. This is not great. We like deck ourselves like far too easily. I don't really know what to do about it. I guess that we just have to play a second Ulvenwald or something that can bring it back from the graveyard. Because we can't even play any other spells. Like we're basically just locked. You know, I think I'm just gonna concede because I don't think we can win. Maybe we'll just play out a bunch of elves or whatever. Yeah, I think the Elsnorn might actually do too much. Like it might make us draw too many cards. All right, so let's go for another cute cancel. Cancel. I don't think we've used this one yet. Let's animate this. Did I already play land? Yeah, for some reason, I guess I did. Yeah, I think we're just gonna send everything. This not elves. I guess we can play this guild pack for free. Should have played it earlier, I guess. Alright, so we'll just make like 2 30 hydras or whatever. Remember, they'll get something back from the graveyard though, so we have to be a little careful. Alright, so these two layers are definitely swinging. And I think all of our cavaliers... See, they have 4 cavaliers. So... I don't know. Is this even worth attacking this way? Maybe it's just the layers. And then we can attack with everybody next turn. I think we might just do that instead. This is indestructible and trample. But they'll just block with the 5/6 and chump these with elves. That's fine. Okay. And then next turn we have a bunch of stuff that can attack. Send all? I mean, the only thing we're sending is like 5 guys that all get blocked by 4 cavaliers and 1 elf. They go elf, elf, and then these. Next turn, I think attacking with all is probably better. We have 2 more attack steps. What's Hostile Hotel for? I don't have it in my deck. I don't know. I think it's pretty mid card. It's okay against things that exile your creatures like Sunfall. Yeah, that's fair. If we did have the Hostile Hotel, we could put the oddity back on top and then draw it and then kill them. I guess we need one. I guess that guy, whoever did it first, is super smart. It does tap for colorless mana, though, which is brutal. But it's a land we can find off of Cavalier that does let us sack Cav and put it back on top. Alright. I'll think about it. So our combo in this build or a finisher? Yeah, we milled over it, though. It's Ulvenwald Oddity. Which has been pretty good for me lately. I think next turn when we attack with everything, I think we attack with everything except elves. We just hold back the elves to chump block the Cavaliers on the swing back. I know. I don't know why they're taking so much time to block 2 things. Oh wow, it's a good draw. It's a good draw. They don't have any draw engines in place, so this lets them maybe combo out if they get a little bit lucky. But with so little time on the clock, I don't even think they'll be able to kill me. Even if they just passed the turn twice and I attacked with everything 2 turns in a row, I think that we would still survive. And they would run out of clock. They did draw an old growth troll and an outcaster, so they do get to draw a card. Again, they don't have Nykthos or anything to do with Nykthos mana. Oh, I guess they can storm if they drew Nykthos naturally as their last draw. Oh, nice box. Yeah, I thought the Elderstone was kind of genius for the mirror matches, and it works really well with Outcaster and stuff. I just feel like I ran out of stuff. I feel like I was able to draw my deck too easily, which is pretty terrifying, all things considered. So they accidentally played Boseiju instead of channeling it, or just changed their mind, one of the two. Alright, so we're going to just fire up both layers again. I think we're just going to send with everything. Arbitrarily large layer of the Hydra. Go, go, go. I appreciate it, but please don't link without asking. Thank you. Alright, so let's go. So when any of these die, I don't draw a card. We'll just send everything at face and hold back the elves to block. I don't think that they're dead. I think they take 16. We could have attacked with the elves and they would have died. I just didn't even see it. But we should be able to just attack out next turn. I'm just trying to play fast. I do believe that they will run out of time before I deck, though. Slash, can't attack for lethal. Is there a shift away from the ley line of the Guild Pact? I actually like that. I have moved away from the ley line personally in my previous build, but I don't know if that was correct. Just what I did. Alright, so just so I don't mess up, I'm just gonna attack. GG. Fun match, though. Fun match. Alright, well, we have another very strong opener. Turn 1 Spars headquarters. Well, let's hope I get to untap with this Elfin Leyline, huh? What is the strong versus sad ratio? I don't know. I don't have a good answer for that. Sylvan Scrying, so we're Lotus Fielding. So let's just turn 2 kill. Chad, are you ready to turn 2 kill? You ready? Alright, so let's go Kiora. Untap. This is 6. So I don't think Storm the Festival is going to get this turn, so let's go for Cavalier into Oath for this turn. And then next turn we can maybe kill. I think that there's a good chance that we kill next turn, which is wild to me. Take Trailblazer as well. Alright, here we go. Rick Proctor. Well, that's annoying. Alright, so everything's going to cost 2 extra to do triggers, so... Alright, so I guess we play another ley line. Then we'll activate this. How much is this? 18? Alright, so we can play Outcast or Trouble. Let's see. Whenever a permanent causing build. Oh my god. So we have to pay 2 for each one? That's so stupid. Alright, whatever. Let's just play Cavalier to start. If we had another Nykthos thing, everything's great. I'm gonna pay 2. Oh god, it's both of them. It's 1 for each. Alright, so we'll just pay the 4, I guess. Holy. Alright, let's just storm the festival. So we can hit Oddity, Cavalier. Alright, so we'll let the cure triggers get countered, believe, and then I'll pay. So this one is countering the Cavalier. Oh, sorry, no, we'll pay for the Cavalier ability. So this one is for the Cavalier, we'll pay. And then we'll not pay for the 2 cure abilities. Nykthos. Didn't find another Nykthos. Alright, and then I guess we are maybe going to die next turn. District Proctor has done so much work, but that leads me to believe that the Elish Norn is going to be sicko. All right, well, this is my turn 3. If you kill me on your turn 3, that's fine. You win. Something like that. It's our turn 4. You kill me turn 4, that's fine. Whatever, you got me. Alright, starts with Pour Over the Pages. Only untapping 1 Lotus Field, though, means that they're not gaining mana. Strick Proctor, ruining my life. I would have killed him that turn easily if Strick Proctor wasn't in play, which is pretty awesome. I would have had a turn 3 kill, no Strick Proctor. But they also didn't kill my elf or my ley line, so. It is what it is. Oh, they didn't have it, chat. That's good for me. Alright, stoning the brains, maybe? Leveling the cityscapes? Alright, Mommy comes out. Let's see, it's all speed. It's all about speed, chat. So what do we do with speed? We need stone brains. Alright, let's say Elish Norn out, stone brains in. We gotta cut 2 more. I don't want to just cut Oath a bunch. I do think we can trim some invasions in this matchup. This is like a grindier card than Oath. And I think that that is most likely to gum up our hand because of how much it costs. Do we need to kill Proctor? Look, man, I don't think so. Feel free to disagree. You can bring in things to kill it, but You just draw a tail swipe instead of comboing, you're gonna lose, and they don't draw the card in their opener too often. They don't tutor for it. Leyline so far has looked pretty good. I'm excited to play more with Leyline for whatever it's worth. And we drew Nykthos too. Wow. We just keep having Elf Nykthos Leyline openers. Alright, so next time we make 9, we can go like Oath, look for a thing that draws cards. That'll do. Alright, so we'll go Trailblazer cast. We're gonna get a green. We're gonna play Troll and draw. And then I guess we Oath, look for another 3-drop like Outcaster or Kiora. Oh, maybe I should have Oath before playing any of this shit. In case I hit Kiora. Alright, well, didn't find it. We're just gonna play a couple elves, I guess. This is a pretty good turn too, though, huh? Yeah. I think you're right, Squeed. If they just go Lotus Pass, I don't think we can lose. It's very unlikely they kill us on the following turn, but if they go Proctor Lotus, we can certainly lose. Well, Squee, I think the thing is that the ley lines looked bad when we didn't have more ways to draw cards, but now with Outcaster Trailblazer alongside Kiora, we just have way more ways to just chain card draw. And chaining card draw gives us extra mana for ley line, whereas before I was like either no ley line and lacking mana, or with ley line and didn't have enough things to do with the mana that were like proactive and good. Trailblazer is excellent. Actively excellent. Okay, well, that's fine. It's already done the deal. And they didn't Lotus me. They might Verdict me next turn. This is good. We get to draw a card. And we get to... Ooh, we found Storm. So we'll put the Nykthos into play. We can't activate it this turn. And next turn, if they do Wrathus with Verdict or something, we have the ability to still do stuff. Thanks to the 2 ley lines and the Oath. Main phase Impulse. This cannot be good news for them. Right. Well, this hand is actually not very good, but I'm going to keep. We just have a potential great start if we get a little lucky on our draws. I mean, turn 1 Elf, turn 2 Kiora. It's hard to say no to that, right? And if they kill Elf, we just go Sunken Citadel, turn 3 Kiora. Thoughtseize is going to take the Kiora. Grab? Oh my god, they're going to give us exactly what we want, chat. I guess I'll put this on white so I can actually cast my Elish Norn. Elish Norn also shuts off the crabs, which is funny. Alright, so we'll name white on the Sunken Citadel so we can cast the Elish Norn this turn. Or next turn, rather. Whatever. Saw a trophy list with Cindermaw on the sideboard. Cindermaw. Interesting. I think that card's okay. I don't know that it's better than the Rampaging Frostodons, which have been in that slot forever. Groundlock's gonna suck? I mean, maybe. Not playing a land is going to be great, though. For me, anyway. We still don't have a thing. I think we just play Elshnorn. Draw a card. We can play Cavalier instead, but this is pretty sweet. And this one will name green. So they do have Drown in the Lock to kill it. Oh, and they have a land. They're playing red for entering, I guess. Still no Storm in the Festival, man. Wild. All right, so let's go Troll. We'll make green on this. 7. So let's go Troll. Let's go Guild Pact. And we'll go untap Nykthos. Might get milled out, but we can still play a land and play a Storm in the Festival from the graveyard. So we did hit Storm. Name green on this one. And we don't have a force in place, so let's just play the one from hand. And we got to try not to hit a Cavalier here so that we don't deck ourselves too badly. So I think maybe we just go Trailblazer. Maybe we just get decked. But maybe not. Let's just get Elf over the mill 5. Okay, here you go. We're going to get milled out, chat. This is a bummer. Too many cards drawn. Too many cards drawn. Keep decking ourselves. Wonder if we should start playing Gaia's Blessing. That way when we play against Rune Crab, we don't die. Affected Mind. So this can just mill 9 right now. So we have 12 left. Oh, so they drew 3 cards. Oh no, we're going to get decked. Dang. Big fan of mill. Get out of here! Get out of here! Got decked, man. Brutal. Alright, so we'll tail swipe. Lucernos Ami? Cityscape? I got. Maybe we don't want the mommies. We just can't afford to draw too many cards, I guess. Whatever. We'll just do really low to the ground. Nothing that says draw a card on it. Or, I don't know. A lot of things say draw a card on them, but the Cavaliers, I think, are just too integral to the strat. Why cut cards? I don't know. I guess that's fair. Yeah. I don't think any of these are worth. Maybe we just board in the 2 Elishes also. Keep. All right, well, we don't have the Nykthos yet, but we'll do what we're doing. Play some stuff. Turn 1 elf. Oh, really, Moons? Really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that it stopped the crab triggers. Very good. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't know that. What's tail swipe? Tail swipe is a fight. Fight. Alright, so let's go for invasion. We'll take troll. Play this stabs for a green. We'll attack the invasion in face. We'll get a 4/4. Oh, I messed up. Chat. The damage sphere killed me. The moment I hit it, I was like, should not attack with the elf. That was a punt. Venture deeper. We'll swing for 4. Next turn we can flip it. Attack for a bunch. Yeah, I messed up. I should have not attacked the elf, and then I would have had an extra 4/3 pressuring, and I think we would have won easily. Now they might have something that can kill my oddity, and then my clock with trolls not very big, but we can activate lair and attack. Does this have death touch? Oh, it does have death touch. Brutal. What does it cost? 4 to activate? On the mills. I know many of you play standard a bunch and have played with Restless Reef a bunch. I haven't played standard since they printed Restless Reef. Bring Sanity. Beginning of each instep, Chandler player mills X cards, where X is the number of cards put in their graveyard for anywhere this turn. Okay. So we'll attack both, and they have to block with crab or die, and then I don't know. I don't think this is better than tail swipe. So we do a bunch of damage, and now if they have fatal push, they can fatal push this. Even if they wrath me, we can attack for a bunch. We're about to get with traumatize. Is traumatize plus Frank Sandy a combo, and does it work? I guess it probably does work. Oh no, this says at the beginning of each instep, enchanted player mills X cards, X number of cards put there in the graveyard anywhere this turn. Dang. So it does work. Jace is 15/30. So they get to mill me for 30. Pretty good. Not quite enough though. I think they are conceding. Or they're just looking at my graveyard. Chad, I think citing in more cards was good. Should I board in the Elesh Norns also? I think not. They have so few things that actually stops. It's just the 4 crabs. Yeah, wrong format though, Vec. Come on. Come on. I don't even know that we should have tail swipe. I don't think that Archive Trap is legal in Pioneer. Someone can correct me on that, I guess, but I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is great. We're gonna keep. Maybe put back Sunken Citadel. I guess if our elf dies, we don't get to do the thing anyway. Bottom Citadel. I think it's bottom Citadel, but I'm kind of thinking it's bottom Trailblazer, but maybe not. Forgot this was Pioneer. Have you seen a fetch land in days, brother? My opponent keeps having stops in weird spots, and they're not adept at F6ing. No turn one crabbers. Alright, well, I guess we found something to play if our elf dies. Next turn, I think I'm gonna... See, I make 5, maybe? See if our elf survives. No. 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 I guess I'll play Oath first in case I hit Sunken Citadel. I can play that tapped. Elf, I guess. Then we can go Nykthos Elf. I do like that Leyline makes the Nykthoses a bit better in terms of tapping for green on 1 and 2 for Elf. You just keep more wonky hands. If we don't draw a land and our Elf dies, we can just do some cool Nykthos thingies. And next turn we can go maybe Outcast or into Storm the Festival with the double Nykthos. Frank Sanity, okay. Okay, well, we don't mill anything this turn. Cavalier of Thorns makes Frank Sanity a bit gross. Alright, so let's go Trailblazer. We'll make a green. Play Elf. Play Nykthos. Then we'll play Storm. 3 floating, and Outcasts are going. Troll's a good draw. I'm gonna take another Trailblazer. And I'll just cast it so we can attack next turn. We'll get to draw a card. Here we go. No extinction event? Yeah, everything's odd. Bummer. We're like back in that boat where all of our cards are odd again, which I don't like. And we're like very creature dense too, so that's awkward. Extinction event would be gross for sure. But they didn't play much interaction in game 2, so I don't know. Well, it's Perfected Mind, so they can mill 30. Let's see, so we can flip this at 6, 10, 15, 16. So we're not killing them, so they can do the same thing next turn. We're probably dead next turn, which is a bummer. Do we have Ulvenwald Oddity in the graveyard? Oh, we have Cityscape Leveler. I think... How much is this? 12? That's 8, 12, 16, 8, 12, 16, 20. Nice. So Cityscape Leveler won us the game easily. So 8, 12, 16, 20. Okay. Let's just attack. Ooh, another. I mean, why does this keep happening? It keeps happening, chat. I guess it's just great. I don't know. I'm not sold on the Sunken Citadels yet, weirdly. But I keep just not... I keep having the nut. Like, this is just the nut opener. And I keep having it. How does he keep having it? I don't know. On the play as well? And I keep having the Cure too, which is like extra disgusto. See if my elf survives. If not, we can just go Oath Castle. Oh, tapped land? I'd never play a tapped land in this format. Are you kidding me? I don't have 4 in my deck or anything. Yeah, tap land. Guess you lost. I mean, that's what it was playing against mono green every round for sure. Oh my good god. All right, so we go Nykthos, Kiora, on top. And we get to exactly Storm into Elish Norn. Cavalier? Oh my goodness, chat. Oh my goodness. And we get 2 Oath triggers. I don't even know if doing what I'm doing is right, but oh, how can it be wrong? It feels so good. Opponent! No, I need to see more of your deck! Opponent, come back! I need to see more of your deck! I don't know. Do we think they're enchanties? Do we think so? They played Jetmir Garden. I guess they could be like the whatchamacallit deck, the Enigmatic Incarnation deck. And I do think Elstorm's great against them, so is Cityscape. I don't know. We'll just cut Oath. Probably Niptolite. I know, Sager. I know. I don't know. Every draw looks pretty good, though. It's important to note. Even, I mean, obviously my nut draws are great, but even my non-nut draws have looked pretty good. I've kept a few weaker ones that just kind of got there because they just have like a bunch of good potential draw steps, you know? But whatever. Worst hand I've ever seen in my whole life. Doesn't have Nykthos or Leyline. Still just has Elf into Trailblazer. But the bar is so high. I think I keep. I hope I draw a land or 2 in a row. All right, they mulligan to 5 in their Yorion deck. Zigoth Triumph. A land in this 1/3/6, right? Maybe I'm wrong. No, you're right. It's 1/3/5. Trailblazer drawing a card, making a mana. No playing Zagoth on 1 means that they're not playing Binding on 2, probably. They might play... Oh, they can't play Helix either? Tapped. Great. If we draw Elf, maybe I go Trailblazer Elf. Alright, so we'll just plot. Yeah, we'll plot so we can get the mana next turn for Cav. And if they kill the Elf, then we don't get to do the Cavalier next turn, but we can still just save Trailblazer for the money turn. Blood Crypt, quick play. No white mana still. Probably K-Command or something to kill Elf, maybe discard. Maybe pitch Storm. Buy Yorion. Okay, well, we're going to do our thing, I guess. So land, Trailblazer, make a green. And this is a bad draw, chat. This is a bad... sorry, this is not a bad draw. This is not a nut draw. This is just a normal draw. A normal draw for a normal deck. turn 3. It's turn 3. You know, they're probably just gonna wrath me or whatever, but this is turn 3, man. I don't know. Maybe we should have took Sunken Citadel. Oh my Lanta. I'm gonna gamble a little bit. Hit it? Never did not have it, chat. And if you disagree, well, I don't trust you. We're not friends. Oh my. It's like a evolving puzzle. Alright, I'm just gonna, I guess, flip Oddity. Just try to kill them, since they didn't interact with me at all. Turn 4 kill? Alright, we'll keep this hand. Worst hand I've ever seen. I think I might plot on turn 2, depending on what they're playing, and depending on if my thing dies. Got that big Rakalancha? Alright, Elf down, so we'll play Sunken Citadel tapped. Get it on green, then we'll go Elf. And next turn we can actually castle outcast our Old Growth Troll, which is kind of nice. So that's another argument for Sunken Citadel, is if we do end up playing the extra Castle Gambrig, we get to do exactly this. Alright, so we go green, 6. So we'll go Trailblazer, and we're casting it so that we get the card draw this turn. And if we draw something that costs 1, we can play it. Elf or Oath. Alright, your go. So maybe it's actually 2 castles with the Sunken Citadels to give us a little more juice for them. Something like that. I think I will block with Old Growth Troll on the Aetherborn if they let me. Ooh, they drew Demo Field, and I don't really care about my lands anymore, so I'm curious if they'll kill my Sunken Citadel or my castle here. Worst hand ever? I mean, look. Worst hand ever, you know? You said it, not me. I mean, I also said it as a joke, but, you know. It did not look like a very good hand compared to the hands we've been drawing, and this is still the production, right? This is the production of the weaker hands. The stronger hands are just like killing you on turns 2 and 3, and the weaker hands are like this. Is mono green back big ways? I think so, man. I think so, Jolly. Oh, thank God. Thank God they're killing my castle, dude. Alright, now I just need to draw. I guess if they have Fatal Push for my Trailblazer, I'll be Sag. Okay. I think I still trade though with Troll. Because I do want the mana. And if they don't trade, okay, so I'm just gonna attack with just Troll and then play another Troll. I think I'm still blocking if they attack. We can Storm the Festival next turn. Chad, if you haven't watched already, I highly recommend the show Invincible on Amazon Prime. based off of an IP from when I was a kid, the Invincible comic books, and they just made a new show a couple years ago, and they just finished season 2. The music is exceptional, and this is one of the songs from the show that I heard and was in love with. So Trailblazer or Kiora or Oath to redraw. Okay, so let's Trailblazer and let's go attack with both. Let's go 1 at face and 1 at the invasion, since he's trample. Maybe we just go face with both. Trailblazer doesn't work that well against the invasion. I didn't play this first, and I have to play this immediately, which kind of sucks. So I maybe should have played Trailblazer first, but I thought I might need the mana because I thought they might block, and then I draw a card off of the trolls. So maybe we just go face with both. I think another creature is probably just better anyway. It's fine. We'll do 1 each. See how they block. They'll probably block the one going face. And then we can go Trailblazer and then sack the land that the troll's on and draw a card. You like go face plot? I think my play is going to be a bit better. We'll show. I'll show you. So they're going to block one of the trolls, and then my plan was to Trailblazer, sack the land with the troll on it to draw a card because we get a mana floating off of this. And I haven't played a land yet. Pretty sure. All right, so they don't block either. All right, so we'll cast the 4/3. And now I have the option to plot or to cast. I think cast is just better because they're so low on life. Interesting. Okay, so they conceded. Do we want Pick Your Poison for the Phyrexian Arenas? Not really. I don't think I need Stonebrain. I do kind of like Elesh Norn and Cityscape Leveler. And all of my value stuff's cool. I think I'm just going to cut Oaths, man. I just think the Oaths might be bad in the deck. Or at the very least, they're like the worst card in the deck now, which is very weird. It's very weird to me, anyway. But the fact that it can miss on Leyline Invasion is kind of gross. And Storm. Are they Mono Black Nykthos or Waste Not? I don't know, because all they played was Phyrexian Arena, and I don't think that they're Waste Not because they have Gifted Etherborn. My guess is just Mono Black stuff. And I don't really like any of my cards against that, unless they're playing Vein Ripper. But they might not be playing the Sword combo. My guess is that they're not because they don't have Fable. But it's definitely not like a stock deck, so I don't know. You voted hate, so multi 3, please. Red. I'm going to keep and hope that I draw Nykthos. I'm going to keep and hope I draw Nykthos. Alright, we'll play Elf. It's definitely going to die, and that's okay. Just for the White Splash? It's just to juice up Nykthos, but it's also good in the White Splash. Alright, so I will play Old Growth Troll here unless I draw Nykthos. And now if my Troll dies, I'll have some extra mana. If I block with Troll, like let's say they attack and I block with Troll, if I draw any land, I can play Elesh Norn. To be solid. Elf Living's wild. I agree, but they keep weaker hands on the play in general. And they might also be sandbagging me for the Extinction event, so I gotta be a little careful about that. I'd do it, Scooter. What else you gonna do, man? Sit around, play some turkeys, escape from Turkevs. Yeah, that's true too. All the best players are in Dallas, or their flights got canceled. One of the two. So they do have the Vein Ripper stuff, so we have to probably bring in Pick Your Poison. So they plussed here. If they attack... Okay. Alright, let's attack the Soren. Another troll. If they plus, we'll still go after the Soren next turn, probably. Maybe I should have played Elf. I don't know. 4/5 Death Touch Lifelink's kind of tough, though. We won't be able to attack very well for the rest of the game. Sorry, parallelograms. You gotta be a believer. You gotta be a believer. Muta Vault. Gonna push my elf. Gross. Ugh. Alright, what now? I think we're gonna lose. Alright, so let's send both at Soren. They might not even block, because I'm losing out on mana a little. But I think going after the Soren here is good. They both trample, so the Mead Vault blocking doesn't do anything, but they can kill one and then block one, and then it survives. And then we have a bunch of potential mana. Does it make it tap for GG? So 2 of them on the same one is not that great, right? Yeah. Alright, so it'll come back. I'll attach it to forest. This one gets blocked. I attach it to the other forest. And then we just cast Kiora. I guess we cure Elf. Alright, so we go green, 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 green. I guess we just go Kiora, Elf, go. And we keep our Kiora nice and healthy. Here we go. I do think I block with Elf on Aetherborn to keep Kiora's as high of loyalty as possible. If they animate Mutavault and plus, it's a forced block, and Kiora goes to 4. I guess it's not a forced block, but it's an advantageous block. Because then I can storm next turn. Yeah, Wolfwall is a little different because it's addition 1 extra green or something like that. I know that Wolf Willowhaven works through Damping Sphere, which is wild. I didn't do anything, people. I've been on vacation for a week. I had this thrown in my face. Okay. I went to go see my family. I went and played a Lorcana tournament. Chad, I think Lorcana is the future, but it's not something that you can play online anymore because they killed the digital client that was a fan-made client, which is a bummer. All right, well, this is game 2, and we're up a game. I don't feel comfortable about where this game is right now. If all they do is just like play a discard spell, I'm in some trouble. But a big gift to Aetherborn is like a thing of a thing from my nightmares. Ring to Dust targeting Children's Edict. Okay. Do you think Lorcana can survive with no online client? Yeah, of course. There's a lot of momentum. Most of the people playing the game actually just play at their local store. The competitive players all play Lorcana, but I don't think that they were the majority of the player base. And I think that people really enjoy the game, myself included. Is Devotion back? I think so, Cygnus. Sleeve up Brave the Elements again? Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be good. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're already creating one. I mean, the client has been around for a year now, and I don't think they would have C&D'd them if they weren't working on something of their own, but we'll see. They better? Yeah. Alright, well, here's Mutavaults. Let's see if they put it on the Gifted Aetherborn, or they want to put it on the Mutavault to spread damage a bit better. So they're going to put it on the Aetherborn to make it a bit bigger. Luckily, they don't have a kill spell for the elf, so that Kiora can survive. They're going face with both. Yeah, I'll just take the damage. I'll just take the damage. Green, green. Green, green. Untap here. Storm Norman. Okay. Make a green. This is a pretty weak hit, all things considered. Okay. Invasion's a nice little pickup. I haven't played a land yet. Guess I'll take Lair. Here we go. So now they can minus put in Vein Ripper. Or if they have land, they can go land Vein Ripper. Plus on the Aetherborn attack. And then I guess we just chump with Elf, take a bunch. I don't know. I think we are losing, but not by a lot. And if we ever draw Nykthos, I think they are in a lot of trouble. Adi might have been better because it might have been worth 2 cards. Maybe. I just assumed that my shit was going to die, and I just want to hit a land drop, but you may be right. I also have the Elshnorn to already draw 4 cards next turn, because I have Leyline. Amazing playlist, thank you. I have a very nice variety, I feel. Can always troll for cards? Yes, can also do that. Sacking a land to draw 2. Oh, we know, people. We know. It's a given. Just draw Nykthos off the top. Just draw Nykthos. I guess we'll draw 4 cards with Elshnorn, so maybe we'll find it. We can always throw the Mutavault at the Outcast or Trailblazer, which I don't think is a bad play. I'll probably be chumping Gifted Aetherborn at some point in this sequence. Not sure if it's this turn or next turn. So they put another counter on the Aetherborn. They did not attack with or they did not put a counter on Mutavault, which is very strange. So I think I just block with Elf. Take 2. That's a pretty weak showing from them, all things considered. Alright, so let's go green, green, white. Let's draw 4. Let's draw 4. Wonder if they kill Outcast Trailblazer in response, maybe? Nope. Alright, so let's draw 4 cards. We can also attack the invasion and draw 4 more. Found the Nykthos. Okay. Let's untap a forest. They can't blow that up with field. Let's go for a bunch of mana. Let's cast Trailblazer. Maybe we should have attacked first. We're gonna make 2 mana off of this. Hellish Norn is kind of wild in this tech chat. All right, we're not going to deck ourselves, not in this matchup. I guess we could technically deck ourselves. Yeah, our oddity's at the bottom, but we can maybe make it so that we draw it. All right, and so I guess now it's time for Cav. We draw 6. It's too many cards. The Hellish Norn actually makes it too much. I mean, it's obviously cracked, and we're comboing off because of it, but we can't finish. We have to be very careful when we're finishing the game. Top 10 go to the graveyard. Another Nykthos. Okay, so I think this is fine, because now we can just storm twice until we hit the oddity. And we can do oddity and only oddity to draw. Let's see. I think we just go land elf. Okay. And then we go, where is it? This should find the oddity, and the oddity will draw 6. So the first one we take oddity, and the second one we take nothing. And if they can kill oddity, we die. 3, 6. Oh no! We draw too many. There's another guy there. So I think we go to 0 cards, but we don't die. Elf doesn't draw a card. Cityscape. Cancel. That'll kill me. Alright. Let's just see if an attack wins the game. You know? Let's just see if an attack wins. I don't know. It seems like enough. Perfectly calculated, chats. Perfectly executed. Perfectly calculated. Perfectly sequenced. Easiest game I've ever seen. Choose outcome. Oh, yeah. 5-0. Best deck that's ever been made. Best deck that's ever been made, chat. There's nothing like it. There's just nothing like Nykthos for 30 mana. You know, there's just nothing like it. I gotta say, Hellish Norn let me draw my deck very easily. Very easily. Turn 2 Storm the Festival. Pretty good. I don't really have words. I'm shocked at how well this played. And a lot of it, I think, is because of Outcaster Trailblazer. But I honestly just really discounted Leyline of the Guild Pact, because I specifically tested it in previous builds and thought it was weak. But the reason it was weak was because I was either making a bunch of mana with nothing to do, or I was not drawing it. And in this league, not only was I drawing it a lot, but I also had the Nykthos Leyline draws a lot, and I always had something to do with my mana because of Outcaster Trailblazer. And so that's it, man. I don't know if this is like the list, but that was maybe one of the easiest 5-0s I've ever had. And you know, and that's all I can really say. My elves died some and they survived some. If my elves survived, I didn't come close to losing. Um were my string of opponents and decks that I faced very like metagame heavy or whatever? No, I didn't play against Phoenix or Vampires. Two matchups which can be pretty difficult. So it's important to always, take a step back and think about what that means, right? And what that means is that mono green is what it always is. It takes out the trash. It's the noob killer. And this build feels very consistent and very strong. So if you're interested in playing Mono Green Devotion, I recommend this main deck. Main deck felt really strong. There's a lot of little things you need to learn. Sequencing, drawing too many cards on accident with Elish Norn, plus the milling yourself out too easily. But whenever you mill yourself out too easily, that just means that everything's running perfectly. And you just have to figure out the sequences that protect you, and you have to be a little more selective in your things that you're taking off of Storm the Festival, Cavalier, Invasion of Ixalan, things like that. The fact that Cavalier mills us for 10 when we cast it because of Elish Norn came up multiple times, and it was pretty dangerous. And I actually almost lost that game there at the end, just kind of playing too quickly and not really seeing what was happening, not counting. But you can get lost in the minutia of mono green. And so use your time wisely. Think through your turns, think through your sequences, but everything changes based on the next draw and the next Cavalier look and the next turn, right? Like everything will just always be changing. So have plans in place at each step of the way. Be cognizant of potentially decking yourself. And I don't know, pick 15 sideboard cards at random. Don't sideboard too much. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'm Tandy. We'll see you next time. Make sure to check out our sponsors. Apex Gaming is a game store out of Caldwell, Ohio. You can check out their website, apexgaming.gg, for information about their tournament series. I'll be running a double Modern Open weekend in July with my buddy Ross Merriam. I believe that's on the July 13th weekend. And we'll be covering Modern Horizons 3 Modern. So make sure to come watch that on twitch.tv/apexgaming. We're also sponsored by Moxfield. Check out moxfield.com for a great website for building and sharing decks with your friends. I use it all the time. It's awesome. If you're interested in seeing this deck list or linking to it, you can check the video description if you're watching this on YouTube. If you're watching this live on Twitch, you can always ! Deck or deck list in chat and find a link to my Moxfield page. And lastly, thank you so much to Games and Comics Paradise. Games and Comics Paradise is a game store out of Fairfax, Virginia, specializing in trading card games like Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and now Disney's Lorcana. For your singles, for your next event, make sure to check out gcparadise.com and check out the home store in Fairfax if you're in the area. Thank you so much to our sponsors. Thank you so much for everyone watching. I'm Tandy. I write sideboard guides. I recently did a guide on Mono Green Devotion, no Leyline. You can check that out on patreon.com/Tandy. I'll likely be revising that in the next week. This deck is kind of good. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.